Hey guys, this is going to be a tutorial on how to make a window in assembly. Now this is going to be using it's going to be using the Windows API, and actually you can do the same thing in C or C++. It's all just it's just the API that Windows provides to be able to make applications. So and it actually doesn't know whether you're using assembly or C or whatever. It just takes the arguments for the functions and does what you tell it to do. So anyway, we're gonna go and actually make a new folder for it. First of all, we're gonna make our batch file to compile it at the end, and this time it's gonna be a little bit different, and you'll see why. Oh damn it! I gotta change that thing where it can't see the file extensions. Hold on, I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna come back after I change that. All right, I found it. Okay, so right here we can make it so it doesn't hide hidden files. Always show icons. Hide extensions for no known file types. There it is. So we get rid of that. All right, there we go. So now we can easily just call this compile.bat. There we go. And then we just edit, and we're going to echo off and massum 32 bin ml c cough cp window.asm. And then here's the part that's different. We're gonna do massum 32 bin link, and then we're gonna do subsystem windows, because we don't want it to show a console window if we're just gonna be making an actual window anyway. Alright, let me do window.object, and now we pause, and there we go. Okay, so now that we made that, we can actually get into the real coding of the project of the window. So let's just call this window.asm, and let's get in here. Alright, so of course, just like with anything else, with any other assembly program that we've done on this channel, we're just gonna specify the assembly type. We're gonna do model flat standard call object option. I said object case map none, and then we're gonna do include massum 32 and include windows dot include. Now we're gonna include a lot of includes and libraries this time, because we're gonna need a lot of them. And also I have like a little window off at the side of my screen, just in case I forget something, because this is gonna be a long project, man. The WinAPI is kind of a pain in the ass, like, I'm not even gonna lie. But anyway, let's just get back to specifying our includes. So next we include user 32. We include kernel 32, and finally we include GDI 32. Alright, and then we go down and we do our include libs and then okay, user 32.lib then what did I do? I tried copying it, but it didn't work. Okay, then we got kernel and GDI. Alright, there's our includes done. So now we can get into the variables, which is going to be very helpful to have. they are going to be helpful to have, because you'll see why later on. If we were to be doing like if we did all the variables locally, like as we're doing the functions, it would take forever, because we would have to zero every last member of the structs, and that is not good. So we're gonna make global variables, and that'll help us. That'll help us a lot. But anyway, so let's do window height, or window height equals. I put an equal sign, man. I think I'm using C right now. Okay, but anyway, let's just make window height 500 and window width equals 500. So they're just gonna be the same. It's just gonna be a box window. Okay, then data. So now what we need to do is we need to make the name of the window, the name that the name that's gonna be up here. So window name defined by and it's gonna be, what am I gonna call it? Super cool cool window. There we go. Cool, dude. Okay. So now what we gotta do is there's this thing called a window class that we gotta make eventually, and it's gonna have a name. So we're gonna put class name defined by window class, and we're gonna put 0. Okay, but now we get onto the instance and the command line variables, and these are gonna be using a weird they're gonna be using a weird looking type name called h instance and LP string. So h instance, and then question mark, and then command line LP string question mark, and then now we got to make the win class. So we're gonna call this WC win class, and then unlike the other two, we can't just put a question mark. We got to actually put brackets around a 0. And that makes it so that it just zeros all the members, or not zero. It makes them their default option. So we don't gotta specify too much. We don't gotta specify each and every single last one. So anyway, now we're actually on to the code. So let's go to code, and we're gonna make our main label end main. There we go. And now, what we gotta do is, excuse me, I got something stuck in my throat. But anyway, what we gotta do is we've got to get we gotta get the handle of our window that we're wanting to make, and we're gonna also want to get the command line, and to do that. What we need to do is push 0, because this function call takes an argument, and it can just be 0. But we get module handle, and then now we move the return value will be stored in EAX. So we move h instance EAX. There we go. And then now we can call get command line, and this one doesn't use any this one doesn't have any arguments, so we can just do get command line, and then we move command EAX into command line. Yeah, well, just like that. So now what we do is we're gonna have to call this thing called a win main function. Now, since this is assembly and it's not C, we're gonna have to make our own win main function. But we can go online, and over here, if we go and search winmain C, you can see, you'll be able to see that it's just the same thing. That it will just be doing the same thing for that we'll be doing for, like, if we were to be coding this in C, we would just be doing the same thing. But the difference is that since whenever you push stuff onto the stack, it pushes the rest up, or if you want to think about it the other way around, whenever you push something onto the stack, it pushes the rest of the things down, and the new thing you push on the stack is now on the top or the beginning. So we're gonna for that we're gonna need to make it so that we push the arguments on to the onto the stack in order from right to left. So we would push command show, then push command line, then we push h instance, then we would push the another h instance. This is prev instance, which we can just put 0. But anyway, now what we got to do? Okay, so we got to go do just that, and we're gonna push. Okay, we're gonna push for the first argument, or should I say the fourth argument. We're gonna push SW show default. Show default. There we go. Now, next, what we do is we push the what do you call it? We push the command line, and to do that, we gotta load an effective address EAX command line, because it's a string, and strings are arrays, so we gotta actually supply the memory address, not not the variable itself. So now we push EAX. Next, what we do is, let's see, we do prev instance, so we can just put 0. We can just push 0 because we don't have a previous instance. And now, finally, we push h instance, and there we go. So now we're done with the arguments, so we can just call winmain, and we'll be good. But like I said before, we're gonna have to make our own winmain, because winmain doesn't exist yet. There is no actual winmain. So what we gotta first let's just make the exit. Let's make the exit functions here. So EAX, and then call exit process, and I guess we could just, in fact, you know what, look, let's just push 0. We don't even need to push EAX. We just put 0. And alright, so now we go up here and actually start coding winmain. So we're gonna need winmain proc winmain np, and we're also gonna need another function called winproc procedure, and then winproc np. But we'll deal with the winproc later on. So now now what we need to do is we need to supply those same arguments. We need to make it so that it actually receives those same arguments that are on the function here. Now we could do that with registers. We could do that with the registers. I'm sure we could, but that would be just a hassle. So we can do it the easy way, which would be to actually supply the arguments at the function declaration. So let's go and actually do that. So let's zoom this in so that we can see. Okay, so first of all, we got oh man, that's still not in it's still not in frame. Oh, come on. No, I didn't say full screen. Windows, stop. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, so first of all, we've got and then we'll just put inst instead of instance, because we've already got a variable called h instance. and then we call it, make that instance. H instance. I can't freaking type. Okay, then we do hpriv f h instance. Then we do what are these ones called? Okay, then we do command line. Command line, and I don't know why they made this a PW string. It's a LP string. It's an LP string here, so I don't know why they did that, but whatever. We can just put LP string, and then finally we do command show, and then this is a D word. All right, because integers have 4 bytes, and a D word is called a double word because it contains 2 words, and a word contains 2 bytes. And if you know assembly, you probably already know that, so I shouldn't. I don't really need to be treating you like an idiot. I apologize. But anyway, now we need to make 2 local variables. So let's make. First, we gotta make the hwind. The hwind is like basically the thing where it's a thing where in either C or assembly or whatever language you're programming in, it lets you, like, it's kind of like a pointer to the window, or kind of like a pointer. It's more actually. I think it's a number actually. It could be either a number or a pointer. Because right here it says we gotta move it into EAX. So yeah, it's gotta be a number. So yeah, because if it was a pointer, we'd be loading effective address. But anyway, yeah. We do hwind, and then we gotta make another variable called message, and this one will be for this variable will be for the WinProc once we actually start messing around with it. So message, there we go. Okay, so now what we got to do is we actually got to start messing around with this window class thing that we've made here. And let me move this window up here so you can see it better. But first, what we got to do is we got to actually specify the WinProc, because the Win class has a child of the struct that points to the WinProc function, so that you don't gotta do it yourself. The Win API is kind of weird. It's like really weird, but once you get used to it, you'll remember. You'll build some muscle memory when coding with it. But anyway, we gotta go and I forget what. Okay, let's go to let's search Win class. Let's search Win class just so that you guys can see what I'm actually referring to here. Okay. Win class, and here we go. Win class. This should be the same thing. Come on. Oh, come on. Okay. Win class. All right. So here we go. So this is the where we put the WinProc. So let's put this on the half of the side of the screen. Oh man, it was so Windows 10. Everybody hated Windows 10 when it came out, but it does have some useful features like being able to put stuff on the side of the screen like that. But anyway, so for the WinProc, we're gonna need LPF in WinProc. I don't know what LPF in stands for, but whatever. That's just what it says to do. So, move WC LPF LPF in WinProc, and then we do offset WinProc. That and I mean I think we could just do LEA for or load effective address, but I think it's shorter. It's quicker to just use offset, so we'll just do that instead. Now, okay, so now we need to specify the class name, and so what it's called is LPSZ class name. And so here we just do well, first let's load effective address, and I think we can do offset here too, but I'm just gonna start doing. I have a rule of thumb that I usually just do LEA for strings because it's safer in my opinion. So let's just do LEA class name into EAX, and then now we move WC, and we move it into class name LPSZ class name. And okay, let's move EAX. There we go. So now there's also this here, this HBR background. This just makes it so that the background isn't glitched and it's like one solid color, and it's nice to have it like that, so I'm just gonna put it there. So we're gonna do move WC HBR background, and we're gonna do color 3D shadow, and that'll make it white. Okay, so now we got to move on to the H cursor. It's very important that you do H cursor so that your cursor isn't glitched whenever you go over the window. So it's got 2 arguments. Okay, let's go over to H cursor, or let's go to load cursor, because that's what we're gonna need that to actually make a cursor. So C++ load cursor. Okay, let's see. So it takes 2 arguments, LP cursor name, and then H instance. What? Wait, H instance? Huh. Okay. All right. I guess. I think this is just gonna be the cursor type, or like the cursor that you want it to be, and I think that you just put IDC underscore arrow for the default one, and I guess yeah, it says optional here, so we can just put 0. So okay, so let's push like remember, we gotta go from for the arguments, we gotta go from right to left, because it like goes into the stack from the beginning to the end, so we gotta like push it back in the right order so that whenever it calls the function, it goes into the stack from the first to the last, which is why we do the last first, because it pushes it further into the stack. So anyway, first we're going to push IDC arrow, and then we're going to push 0 because that argument is optional, and then we're going to call load cursor. There we go. All right, now the H cursor return value should be, or the H cursor return should be an EAX, as it usually is with any function. So we're gonna move. We're gonna load, or wait. Well, wait a minute. We're gonna load. Oh shit. Load effective address EAX. Okay, I think I made. Okay, I'm looking at my my notes here. I think I might have made a mistake. Oh god. Okay, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna. Okay, we're gonna make H cursor. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to make H cursor. The cursor that we just got. So H cursor. Over here we got H cursor. So it's part of the win class. So you just move EAX into that. There we go. And then Now, okay, now what we gotta do, now that we've done everything we need with the Win class, we gotta register it. So, let's load effective address, EAX, and we're gonna do Win class. And then we're gonna push EAX, and we're going to call register class. There we go. Now, we get onto the actual, like, this is like the freaking big boss of the entire, freaking, WinAPI for Windows, the Win API. This function is a fucking disaster, man. Man, I understand why coders move to Linux, because like the coding for Windows is just a freaking fiasco. It's ridiculous. But okay, let's search create window XA. There we go. And we're gonna look at the arguments here. So first of all, what we need to do is lparam, and we don't have an lparam right now, so we're just gonna do 0. Push 0. Next, what we need to do is we need to we need to supply the h instance, so we're gonna push h inst. There we go. And also make sure it's this variable here. Make sure it's this one and not this one, because that will, if you don't, it'll kind of defeat the purpose of having this variable here at all. So now what we gotta do is we gotta do push 0 for the menu, and then we put for the hwin parent. We don't have a parent, so we're just gonna push 0. And now we move on to the height and width, and we already have defined our height and width up here. So let's do height. We need to do height first, because remember, it's right to left. Do height, push window height, and then we push window width. There we go. And now excuse me. Now what we do is we've got to do the X and Y. I'm not exactly sure what these are for, but you can just, all you got to do here is just put use CW use default, CW use default, and push the same thing again. In fact, let's just copy it so I don't gotta type it all. There we go. Now we do the style. The style is a D word. Now, you could just do one. You could just do one code for the style, but if you want to if you want to do as little lines as possible, all you got to do is just push WS overlapped window, and then you put a plus, and then you put WS visible to make the window visible. There we go. And now we move on to the window name. So now we just now we gotta load effective address EAX, window name, and we push EAX, and then now you gotta do the class name. So same thing, EAX, and we do class name. There we go. And then for X style, I think you can just, we can just push 0 for X style. We don't need a style. Push 0. Oh wait, I forgot to push EAX here. Push EAX. That could have been a disaster of me trying to figure out what happened. Oh, all right. But anyway, now that we've got all the arguments applied, we can just call create window X create window XA. There we go. So now, and this is just, we don't really have to do this part, but this is just for like error catching, that we can compare EAX, because that will have supplied the return value into EAX. We can compare EAX with 0, and if it's 0, that means that it didn't make the window. So if it's 0, jump equal win main end, and we can go down here and make a label win main end, and it'll just return. So that will make sure that if it didn't work, we just leave the program. So now, if it did work though, we're going to want to move EAX into the hwind, because that is now the return value is the hwind number. So we do hwind EAX. There we go. And then now, all we gotta do is just push EAX, or we could do push hwind, but we still have the value in EAX anyway. And using registers is always going to be faster than using memory, so we can just push EAX, and then we call update window, and there we go. Now we've updated the window. So now we're going to get into this is going to be believe it or not, that all was just that all is just comes down to memorizing, but this part is this is the annoying part, the loop. We have to make a loop for the window in order for it to function properly. We need to loop constantly and check if there's any messages that have passed into it, or in other words, any inputs that by the user. Like if you close it, that's a message. If you scale the window, that's a message. If you move it, I'm not sure if you move it, if that's a message. I'm not completely sure, but anyway, that's what our WinProc function is for here. Our WinProc is what will handle all of it'll handle all the messages, and it will so it'll do it automatically. And we don't even have to call WinProc actually, because we've already supplied it into the class right here. As you can see, where we put offset WinProc, we've already supplied it in the LPFN WinProc child variable. So now what we gotta do is we gotta make the loop. So let's just begin making this loop. So we're gonna make it's gonna be called loop head, and we're gonna look up the function get message, because that's the first thing we're gonna need to do. So get message C++ window. Oh, I should have put Windows. Okay, actually never mind, it doesn't matter. Here it is. Okay, so now we use this message up here. You see this local message that we made before? We gotta use. We can use that now. So let's go and look at this function. What are the arguments? Okay. All right. So filter max main. All right. So these can just be 0 here. In fact, all 3 of these can just be 0. Even though only one of them says optional, you can still just put 0 in all of them and it'll still work. I'm not exactly sure why, but that's just how it is. But this last one is the important one. This is this is our actual message here. So inside the loop head, we're gonna push 0 3 times. Push 0, push, and push 0. That's these ones here done. And you know, I mean, we could put the hwind Although I guess we don't really need to, but still, whatever. I guess we'll, yeah. In fact, you know what? Let's just put the H1 there just for the sake of being like, just the sake of being hot tidy. Okay. It just says hot tidy, but that's not even a freaking. That's not even like a phrase. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Oh my god. Assembly makes my brain rot. Whatever. Anyway, load EAX. You're gonna load EAX, and we're gonna load the message because the message is a it is actually wait no hold on a second. We might not have to load the address of message because unless let's go look at what message is. Okay, C++ Windows message. Windows message. Oh, come on. Yeah, you know, I know this is I know this is kind of annoying to watch me try and figure out how this works, but just remember, I'm learning with you guys as well. I'm still I first started you messing around with the WinAPI and C, but I'm still learning because I don't remember everything about it. But anyway, we get message, and yeah, it's a it's an address. Okay, so yeah, we do have to do LEA. So yeah, I was right the first time. Okay, so LEA, and then we push EAX. There we go. And then we call get message right here. Call get message. Get message. There we go. So now, what we do is we do the same thing we did before right here to check if it if there was an error and if it threw 0. So we do compare EAX 0, and then we do jump if equal end message is, and we're gonna make a label. We're gonna make a label here called end messages, and then it's gonna move. It's gonna move message.wparam into EAX, and then it will go down to return anyway. But that's just so that we don't accidentally like use we don't accidentally put the value here into EAX whenever we're just returning if the window didn't open. It's just to prevent more errors and stuff. It's kind of unnecessary, but I mean, hey, we want to do it the right way, right? So, okay. So now what we do is we load the message into EAX again. Message, and we're gonna do translate. We're gonna do translate message. So push EAX, and then here we call translate message. And actually, I don't have it pulled up here, but I actually used this. A lot of this stuff is the same in gpanel. I just used a few different functions, but it's basically the same. It's the same thing. It's just the WinAPI, although it just depends on what. If you're on a different operating system, this would be totally different. Windows it's just its own weird ass thing, but I'm pretty sure on Linux it's a lot easier, just like with anything coding related on Linux. But I think Linux is just cheating, man, because nobody really actual regular computer users don't want to use Linux, so it kind of defeats the purpose. But anyway, now that we've called translate message, we can just do the same exact thing again. We can just load the address of message into EAX, and then push it, and we're gonna call dispatch message, and then we're gonna complete this loop here, and by jumping to loop head. Okay, there we go. So now you might know, like I said before, you might notice that we don't call WinProc in here anywhere, and like I said, that's because it does it for you. It does it automatically, because we supplied where is it? Because we supplied WinProc on the Win class before, it will automatically use the WinProc function whenever we use these functions here, like translate message and dispatch message. So, with all that done now, let's move on to WinProc. This is going to be the final thing that we need to do. WinProc is going to be what handles the window messages, or in layman's terms, the Windows inputs, like the buttons you press or the controls you click. Like, for example, on this window, a message would be passed if I pressed if I clicked on the maximize, and it would be passed if I minimize it, and the same thing would happen if I pressed the X. But we're not going to do that because then we'd lose our work. And anyway. In fact, speaking of that, let me save real quick so I don't actually kill everything. That would suck. But anyway, let's go look at WinProc. WinProc. C. No, not C#. Damn it, C# isn't even a low-level language. Come on. WinProc. Okay. So here we look at we're gonna look at the arguments of WinProc so we don't get anything wrong. And here we go. Okay, so right here we've got lparam, wparam, uint, which is going to be the message, and then we got hwind, which is going to be the kind of like the handle for the window. That's what the hwind is. Now, okay, so let's just go and supply these arguments. So here, let's move this over here so we can see it, and we're gonna do this in order. And you might notice that whenever we're actually putting the arguments on a function declaration, we do it in the right order. We do it from left to right instead of right to left, like whenever we're passing the arguments. So yeah, just keep that in mind whenever you're coding an assembly, because yeah, it's important. But anyway. So we're gonna do hwind and hwind. Then we need the uint, which is the message. So message uint, and then we do wparam in all caps, and then lparam and lparam in all caps. There we go. Alright, so now what we gotta do is we gotta handle the destroy message. So if the window is closed, that will pass the wm destroy message, and we're gonna want to close the window if it is passed. So let's do compare. Oh god, I keep messing up. Okay, compare message wm destroy, and then now what we do is we are going to jump if equal window destroy. And okay, so now we go down here and we make our label window destroy, and we're going to make this, we're gonna push, okay, we're gonna call a function called post quit message, and the argument for it can just be 0 because we don't really need to use it. So we're gonna push 0 and then call post quit message, There we go. And then now we can just what we can do is we can just we can zero the EAX register. You don't have to do it like this, but this is the best way to do it. In fact, sometimes people use this is something similar where they do where they do and EAX, or they can do or EAX, and this is just a NOP. That's a multi-byte NOP, because there's the NOP command, or the NOP instruction is normally just 1 byte, so you can do that by doing that. So it'll do this. It won't even affect any of the registers either, or any of the flags either. So that's good. It's good for that. But anyway, now we just do return, and now what we got to do is, if it doesn't jump to the window destroy, what we want to do is we want to make we want to like push all the params to def winproc, window proc, and I've tried to do it without doing this, but if you try like doing it without calling this function every time, it will just not open the window for whatever reason. But anyway, let's go over here and search def window proc C, not C#, damn it, stupid fucking Google. God damn. Oh my god, okay. Alright, let's go here. And we're gonna look at the arguments. So right here it shows we just do lparam, wparam, message, and hwind. Okay. So let's go over here and we're gonna push it in the right order from right to left. Lparam, push wparam, push message, and we're gonna push hwind. So push hwind, and then we call define window proc. I'm pretty sure that def stands for define. I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure though, but we'll see. But there we go. Now we return. And all right, you know what? I think that's all. I think that's all. So let's compile it. Let's go compile. Come on. Yeah, let's see if our hard work paid off. All right, let's save. I'm gonna make sure to save. I don't know why it doesn't show that the window hasn't I don't know why it doesn't show that it didn't save. Whatever. Okay. Okay, and save. Yes, I want to replace it. There we go. Okay. So now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's see if all our hard work paid off, and then it will actually compile. All right. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong folder. Okay. All right, compile, please. Oh no. Oh god, there's an undefined symbol message. Okay, it's on line 796. I might have made a mistake. Okay, well, message. Where's message? I put the word message instead of maybe where is it? I know it. I know you're somewhere around here. You can't hide from me. All right, there you are. All right, I put message instead of message. Oh, well, I mean, it kind of sounds like the same thing whenever I say it out loud. I put MSG instead of message. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now it should compile. Okay, compile. Yeah, all right, it worked. So, drum roll. Let's. Okay, all right, drum roll. Please work. Please work. Yeah, we got a window. Fuck yeah. All right, our work paid off. Hell yeah. Oh my god, that is fucking amazing. Okay, so now we've got our window here. I mean, there's nothing in it, but I mean, it's still a fucking brilliant feat for fucking assembly. Like, dude, assembly just is. I mean, it's not really. You know, it's kind of not any worse than C is. It kind of takes the same amount of time in C to make a window as it does an assembly, because it's all the same thing. It's just WinAPI, and WinAPI just happens to be like really complicated for whatever reason. But whatever, it's fine because we made our window, and that's fucking cool. So, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more assembly tutorials, just let me know. Man, this was a blast to write this. This was fucking awesome. And I hopefully trained myself a little bit more in memorizing all this stuff. I still gotta look up the function calls. I gotta look up the arguments, because it's like there's so much stuff here that it take like weeks or maybe even months to remember everything perfectly. But it's okay. It doesn't matter. We achieved our feat today anyway, so we don't gotta worry. But all right, we did it. We did it, which is awesome. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye.